What is going on, guys? What is going on, guys? What the fuck? What is going on, guys? What the fuck? What is going on, guys? What the fuck? What is going on, guys? Oh man, what the fuck? What is going on, guys? Oh man, what the fuck? 1 second. What is going on, guys? Oh man, what the fuck? 1 second. What is going on, guys? Oh man, what the fuck? 1 second. What is going on, guys? Oh man, what the fuck? 1 second. What is going on, guys? Oh man, what the fuck? 1 second. What is going on, guys? Oh man, what the fuck? 1 second. What is going on, guys? Oh man. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So I wanted to do a live stream today. I get the sense that, I mean, I've been involved in this for so long, in the markets for so long, and in this, on YouTube for so long, talking about the markets, that I know how it gets when the markets start bleeding a little, everyone starts panicking, right? Now, it is kind of ridiculous that people are panicking here, considering that the trend is still alive. We haven't even touched the 50 EMA. And SPY actually hasn't touched the 50 EMA since May, right? NASDAQ touched it back in September. And I also wanted to... Who's spamming the goddamn chat? Yes, it should be fine now. All right. Anyway, and I also wanted to start doing free live streams on Fridays. There is something that I just read right now. Where is it? Hold on. I don't know how true this is. So this came out a couple hours ago, but apparently the Fed is going to host an emergency meeting at 3. I don't know that that's true. Let me look this up. I need to verify this before we start trading. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it on any news. I think that's just clickbait. I fucked up with S&P 500 calls. Why would you buy S&P 500 calls here? What's going on, Julia? Corey says buy the dip now. What dip, bro? What dip? If you're considering buying the dip now, then you didn't do enough buying prior to this. But the S&P is only down 3% from highs. What dip are we talking about here? All right. So as I was saying in my video yesterday, this 50 EMA that the SPY hasn't hit since May. Would not be surprised if we hit it. I mean, we're actually a few decimal points away from that. If we take a look at the state of the market, right? Meta's trading in that that zone, that gap from April, May. Bitcoin is sub 100K again, just chopping around at the 50% retracement point. Oddly enough, I was thinking about this yesterday. Apple, out of all of the Mag 7, Apple and Google are faring the best. And isn't it ironic that Apple is the one company that didn't go balls deep in AI spending, right? All the other companies went balls deep into AI spending. Apple didn't, and now it's just sitting there. It is very ironic. It doesn't have any of the liabilities that the other companies do. Could look like a genius move in hindsight. But yes, I mean, clearly we are definitely in a bubble, as I said, and the bubble can continue to get bigger. But we actually haven't had that many corrections in this bubble, right? So if you go back and you look at the .com bubble, the number of corrections that we had in the 90s of minus 10% corrections, I think we had 6 minus 10% corrections before we crashed. And here we've only had 1, and it was Liberation Day, right? So we started this bull market coming out of the 2022 bear market, and we have only had 1 minus 10% correction this year. We did have one in August of 2023. So you could count 2, right? And this could be 3. Although seasonality would dictate that strong years end strongly. And this is just a closing of all of the exhaustion gaps that we've had here. Nothing is structurally broken yet. I will get way more nervous if we start breaking below 650 on SPY, right? Then I think we're in for something much bigger. And if we break below 650 on SPY, then I actually think that, we could get a pretty severe correction that might start testing some of these unfilled gaps. Also, if we look at the weekly chart, it's very rare that we have weekly unfilled gaps, right? So this gap here on the S&P between 560 and 570 is unfilled. On the Qs between 486 and 505. I'm not saying that this is the time that it's going to get filled, but if we start breaking structure below here, right, below this, if we start breaking structure, then yeah, of course, you cannot dig your heels. You have to follow what you see in front of you. But just for context, I mean, it looks like a long way down. We would not even be in a bear market if we filled that, right? If we started filling this gap, or if we went to fill this gap, we would not even be in a bear market. That's how high up we are. So anything's possible. Trade what's in front of you. In my view, we need to hold this level here. Otherwise, it's going to get a lot worse. Now, one thing is the government is shut and we don't have any data. And I do think that the government reopening will be short-term bullish. And I do think that the government will reopen soon. But there's supposed to be a vote sometime today or Monday, a senatorial vote that would dictate that. But let's see. So this right here was a weekly low that we just swept on ES. And this right here is the weekly low on NQ from 2 weeks ago. So what I want to see is whether we get bullish divergence here or not. And this right here is a completion of what we call a sell model, right? When you see this. But it's so funny that nobody asks questions when, if you look at, say, AMD, and you have this ridiculous gap up, another gap up, right? Like nobody asks questions here. When we start to drop and to address that, then everyone starts panicking. But it's within reason, right? It's right to panic here, I think, because it's not right to panic here. It's understandable to me that we're panicking here, or that people are panicking here, because there might be a long on gold coming up, actually. There might be a long on gold coming up. Gold has been in this really ugly sideways pattern. Let's see, hold on. Bounced off of the 1 hour. The 30-minute looks like a PO3 candle. Open, manipulate down. This is a sell model here. I wonder if we can trade up to 4,015. I might take this trade. The 3-minute is getting rejected. I need to see at least that closed above. It's a risky front run, but we did sweep yesterday's low right here. Sorry, that's not yesterday's low. That's Asia low. My bad. We did sweep Asia low right here. But we are getting rejected off the 3-minute. I wonder if we target yesterday's low. Sorry. That's not yesterday's low. That's yesterday's low. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, actually, I don't like a long here. I do not like a long here. I think we could target one of these two first. Oh, and we have equal lows down here? Forget it. Asia low from yesterday. Yesterday's low in the regular session. Yesterday's low, Asia low from the day before. I did not even see these equal lows. There's multiple lows here. 1, 2, 3. Let's see something. I think it trades up. I don't think it gets all the way up there. Might just give us an OTE retracement here. All right, so back to the indices. We did manipulate starting at, 8-ish. Or sorry, we did consolidate starting at 8-ish. We manipulated down into that weekly sell side. And NQ didn't take it. So we do have bullish divergence here. But we need to confirm on the low time frame. We need to confirm it. And we don't have that yet. One other thing, guys, which I can't believe I didn't go over. So I think we've concluded that emergency Fed meeting is a farce. I don't know why the fuck someone would do that, but we have consumer sentiment at 10. This is major news, especially in light of the fact that the government is shut down and we don't have any employment news. This right here is major news. Should we hold out options for calls expiring next week? Bro, this is not a sports bet. Like, the number of questions that I've gotten about options in whether it's YouTube or the free channel in the Discord, it's crazy. And this is why I'm doing a free. I'm gonna be spending my entire weekend. Hold on, let me do this right. I'm gonna be spending my entire weekend doing free trading classes so that you guys get ready for 2026. Okay, I know that a lot of you, some of you appreciate the style, the upfront, no bullshit style. A lot of you get butthurt by it, okay? But it's only because I really get tired of seeing people open up brokerage accounts and think that gives them the right to trade. Respect this game or it's going to treat you like a customer. That's as simple as it is, okay? So someone saying, is it okay to hold calls into next week? Dude, 1 week of options expirations means that your ass is going to get eaten up by theta decay, even if you're right. All right. Don't treat this game like a sports bet. This is not a sports betting app. This is not DraftKings. As a matter of fact, I promise you this, most people that ask questions like that, you probably have better odds on DraftKings. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. I would much rather see you take informed sports bets than treat the markets this way. All right. I guarantee you, for those of you that are asking questions like that, like, should I buy calls for next week? And you say that you're sports fans, I bet you put more effort into your sports bets than you do into learning how to trade options. I promise you that. Okay. Just because you open up a brokerage account does not give you the right, or it gives you the right, I guess, but it doesn't make you a trader. It just makes you someone who's willing to lose money faster. That's it. If you're going to have a thesis, it should definitely, you should definitely give time for your thesis to play out. Buying calls next week is just a random bet. That's all. Now, if you are someone who's a very, very, very experienced swing trader, very experienced day trader, you know what you're doing. You're playing a short-term bounce. You have back-tested data, etc. That's a different story. But for newbies to come out and want to buy calls for next week and then ask strangers on the internet if that's okay, come on, bro. All right. So what I want to see here from the markets is a sign of a reversal. Remember, we have news in 9 minutes. And for those asking what course what am I talking about? You have to sign up here. And we're gonna start Saturday with options, Sunday with futures. Let me put it here. Free 2-day X trading X. You have to sign up though. You won't get the link any other way. If you're in the Discord already, like you're already a paying member of the Discord, I'll just send you the links in the channel. But for those of you that are not in the Discord, you have to sign up. Hold on. I'm pinning it to the top of the chat in YouTube. Boop. Pin. What time? 11 a.m. Eastern. All right. I think this is a power of 3 here. And I think we potentially get a move up now. It's risky to front run this because news could end up giving us one more swipe of these lows. But again, this right here is consolidation. We manipulated down to the weekly sell side. ES took that sell side, NQ didn't. So if you look on the higher time frame, you could see how ES took it. NQ didn't. This is called bullish divergence, right? Because one made a lower low. And the other one made a higher low. And if that maintains while giving us an entry, that'll be bullish divergence. Yeah, I think gold is going up to OTE. But we do have all of these equal lows down here. I don't know that we get there today, I'll be honest. But I can see how this completes a sell model down to like the 3970s. One interesting thing is Tesla is still consolidating here. And it's been consolidating here for September, October, for 2 months. It's been consolidating at this level. A vote just went through to approve Elon's pay package, which there was a 96% chance that that was going to happen, but really hasn't moved in 2 months. This type of coiling will be broken out of violently, right? Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to be broken out of violently to the upside. I still think that, as long as if the government opens and we don't get a wave of bad jobs data that's backlogged that they haven't released, then I think that the market still has a chance to rally in November and December. But this type of coiling usually leads to big moves, and it definitely can do that. But It depends on the broader market. Again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. 50 EMA, still in a trend, haven't broken structure. News in 4 minutes. I think this goes up. ES already looking stronger than NQ. But yeah, consumer sentiment in 2 minutes. Oof. There's a lot of gamma at 6630. Where's SPX at right now? I think we get up here on gold. And I think that it's a short from OTE. That right there is 930 open too. What the fuck am I doing? I think that plays. Like I said, we have these equal lows here. So yesterday's low, yesterday's Asia low, untapped. Previous day's AM low. And I think eventually gold can take that out. But for right now, I want to see if we can get to OTE during news. All right, so news was just released. Let's see if the indices want to sweep one more time here. This is why I do not favor front-running longs here. We could get another sweep. Consumer sentiment came out lower than expected. So let's see if we get a setup here. I would really like to take a gold short from OTE. Hmm. Would like to see the dollar finding support here. Wonder if I should have entered one contract at Golden Pocket and one contract up here. I'm gonna wait to see if that fills. On the flip side, so I'm watching the low time frame to see if it confirms, because I don't know if it. There's a lot up here, right? There's midnight. There's 8:30. There's OTE, Golden Pocket. It could just drop from the Golden Pocket, and my entry would be too high. So I'm going to be monitoring this to see. Yeah, this is why I didn't front run an entry on the indices. I felt that news can give us one more sweep here. Hmm. I should have entered one contract here and one contract up there. Let's see. I'm patient. Netflix is green, which is hilarious. Well, not really. Netflix isn't really touched by one, it's considered a defensive stock. Huh. Mm, I don't think this comes back up. I think this just tanks. I hope not. I hope it goes back up. Let me look at the dollar real quick. The hell? Man, the dollar's tanking here. All right, Q's check, SPY check. Q's tapped 50-day. SPY just came short of it. Didn't tap it yet. But right here is make or break level for the winter rally, guys. $66.30 on SPX. Would be like right here. And actually, 66.30 on SPX would have it touch the 50-day. But let's see if we get a reversal here. Would not be surprised. But this is why you want to pay attention to news events and not try to front run a lot. Not pay attention to the news itself, but to the fact that we had news at 10. That's why I did not front run along here, because I knew that news can pick up more liquidity if we are going to go long. And yes, this is something that liquidity is something that we will talk about at length in the trading accelerator tomorrow and Sunday. We still have that divergence. I wonder if we get a long today. Close above this, we get a CISD. Same as this. One hour swept the previous one. We have a lot of gamma at 605 on the Qs. 600, 605, 610. If we flip 605, I think we get to I think we get to 610. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine is the 10 crack commandments. Let's see, do we get a CISD and an inversion here after sweeping post news? Fuck bucket. The right move was to have an entry at midnight and 0.618. And if I wanted multiple contracts, then I would put those above. That was such an easy read, bro. Fuck. That was such an easy read. If we get above this, I think the S&P has a chance to get flat today, if not green. Because look at the RTH gap. Again, something else we'll go over. And the accelerator, but I think we fill that at least. If we can get fuck, I need more coffee. I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. There's rules to this shit. I brought me a manual, a step-by-step booklet for you to get. I think shorting the VIX for Monday what if they open up the government over the weekend? I don't know that there's much more bad news left. Consumer sentiment's out. Challengers job data's out. We know the government shut down. I don't know what more do we have. I'm so glad we took our money on Iron, bro. Let's see where it finds support. I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. There's rules to this shit. Oclo's in a weekly fair value gap here. Ugly head and shoulders confirmed into the weekly fair value gap. I would be very careful shorting this. And actually on the low time frame, looks like a long to get back to 108. We have 108 and 110. I think Oclo can get back there. Let me see something. Why the fuck are calls so expensive? Maybe I'll go 105 expiring next week. Oh, sorry, the 21st. Wait, if I go the 21st, I have a feeling I'm going to take a big trade today. Just going to give me a minute. It's going to take a minute, I mean. Should have been number one to me. Still did not get a CISD, ladies and gents. Gotta be patient here. Maybe for the next macro, the 11 a.m. macro. Maybe. Marvell somehow hit 104 recently. That's been one of my best performing stocks recently. Dude, you make me yawn. Can I say, bro? Your mother used to be more exciting. Now she's a sleeper. Back in the day, we had way more flair. I didn't used to yawn as much, I promise. Fuck me. Gold was such an easy short, dude. Not gonna lie, this is a very ugly pattern on Palantir. But it is very prone to these ugly patterns. Like this on Palantir looked like an exhaustion gap, right? Back in August. And instead of dropping, it consolidated and went up. This pattern would kill most stocks. Palantir loves this upside down V pattern and it thrives off it. But it typically means that there's a lot of consolidation that comes after it. So look out for consolidation on Palantir. TTD is a good value on paper. Yeah, sure. Doesn't mean that it's a ultra momentum stock. Okay. Tesla's interesting here. Hang on. What about CRM and Adobe? What about them, bro? I don't know. What are you asking? I think Tesla might turn green today. For real. So here's a trick. Pre-market low. If we get above, yesterday's low. If we get above yesterday's low, I think Tesla has a chance to get to 456. Let's see. We need to get above. I'm going to set an alert here, actually. We need to get above, obviously, yesterday's low, or else there's no point in longing this. And we need to get above 930. I'm not front running this yet. No break of structure, no CISD, no real inversion. Market is still dangerous to me. If you're a risk taker, you could front run along here off of this 5 minute. I don't mind waiting. $15 still looks ugly. I do not mind waiting. And I don't mind waiting for Tesla. And I think Oklo looks like a long. Dell looks interesting. Resistance, resistance, support, support. Dell at 146, 145 looks interesting to me. This is not an equal opportunity market. There are a lot of stocks that look better than others. Man, for those of you in the Discord, you know that I did have a short thesis on HIMS to 40. And I took it from here in September. Exited that for, I think, break even. It swept that liquidity and then finally gave us 40. I'm not in it, but the reason I said this is not an equal opportunity market is because some stocks look like shit and some stocks look decent. It's a very bifurcated market. Yeah, Netflix looks really strong. I have cash secure puts on Netflix. I don't have any calls yet. But Netflix does look strong. If we can get above this on the 4 hour, I think Netflix starts trading towards 1200. Oh, wait, am I going to get my gold short? Maybe. Maybe. I might finally get it. Wow, look, the Dow Jones looks better than Nasdaq and S&P. It actually looks pretty healthy, I'll be honest. Dow Jones looks super healthy. This may be the one to long. To London high. I know the Dow doesn't get as much love as NQ. But let's see. What about RTY? RTY looks like shit. Yeah, on Nasdaq and S&P, I gotta wait for a break above that order block, or else without that it just tells me this is gonna consolidate, and I don't want to be caught in the chop. And I need Tesla to get above yesterday's low of 435 and above 930, and then I think Tesla has a path to 456. But Netflix looks good. Apple looks good. Microsoft's flat. It's not all bad. Marvell had a very nice day yesterday. Back to consolidation here. All right, there's some stuff setting up. The market is not going to be sideways all day. There's some stuff setting up. Mr. Question mark. What about it? Fed Moran speaks 1 hour before close. Oh, that's good info. I think he's slated to be the next Fed chair, potentially. When Meta calls? No. It's not a casino. Powell stepping down this December? No, next year. It's so funny. Someone posted a message in Turkish thinking that I can understand or read Turkish. Bro, I'm not Turkish. Shout out to Turkey, but I'm not Turkish. Is Meta a buy yet? For the very long term, yes. You're not, but the momentum is against the market. Nothing you buy here is going to shoot up immediately, okay? What are your thoughts on Open? Shit stock getting hammered. I believe we are at the bottom of all the bad news. For this year, I would agree on one condition. If the government opens up and they're like, here's the last 2 months of unemployment data, and it looks terrible, then no, we are not at the bottom of bad news. Otherwise, yes, I think we are at the bottom of bad news for this cycle. Please mention your conviction on JD. What does that mean? Are you holding FMST? I don't even know what that is. Can you take a quick look at for MSTR for the short term? You're much better off buying Bitcoin. MSTR is just a momentum stock. Where's the momentum? It's a terrible investment, and you should know that. It is just a stock to trade. It's not a stock to hold. How about Microsoft long? How about you just sit on your hands? How about that? You don't need to leverage. Like, you don't need to just find stuff to long. How about this long? No. Okay, this one? No. What about this one? No, that's not how the market goes, bro. If there's a thesis, then you long that. You don't start with the premonition, I want to long. Now let me find something to long. How about just sit on your hands? If we're talking about short term, there's literally nothing to long here. If you're talking about buys for the long term, yes, you can. I think Meta is a decent value. Some of the healthcare stocks are a decent value, but you have to also recognize, are you really wanting a long-term investment, or are you just craving momentum? If you're craving momentum, know that you can't force the market to move. There's a big difference between craving momentum and between buying something because it's a good value. Is it good to add NVIDIA now? It was good to add NVIDIA when it crashed. If you don't have NVIDIA, you're buying near the highs. If that fits your risk tolerance, then it fits your risk tolerance. I don't know who you are. I don't manage your portfolio. I can't tell you what's good or bad. I don't know what else you hold. I don't know how much time you have until retirement. NVIDIA is expensive. Cheaper than it was a week ago. If it fits your risk tolerance and you like the company, buy it. Is it good? I mean, I bought Nvidia in the 80s. I bought Nvidia in the 90s. Currently trading at 180. So to me, no. To you, you might have 30 years until you retire and you didn't buy Nvidia, and this might seem like a discount to you. It's not to me. Should I sell my meta calls for 30% loss? You should stop trading, is what you should do. And start a paper account, start paper trading, take it seriously, make notes of all your trades, see how options behave. Why did you pick that strike price and expiration? As opposed to asking a stranger on the internet whether you should sell your calls 30% down. I think the question should really be centered around, should you actually be trading real money? And the answer is clearly no. And that's not the answer most people want to hear. It's okay to take losses, guys. I lose all the time. I lose every week. It's okay to take losses. It's not okay to not know what the hell you're doing and just throw money on the internet. That's not okay. It's your life. Should I get married? No. You should find someone who will love you when you're broke just as much as she'll love you when you got things going for you. But marriage, spiritually married, religiously married, all good. The courts doesn't seem like an asymmetrical proposition to me. That was such a fire short, bro. That was the only A+ looking setup of the day so far. So far, the indices just consolidating, bro. No setup here. Gold did set up very nicely. Gold set up very, very nicely. So ironic, man. The company that didn't spend shit on AI is sitting pretty right now. CRM looks like a humongous head and shoulders on the weekly. Yo. I mean, I wish that the market would give us a little bit more here. Tesla got rejected off yesterday's low, so we did not get a close above that. Mm. Guys, if you're just going to throw ticker symbols at me with a question mark, I'm not going to respond. Don't be lazy. Hmm. 420. Look at this moron. AMD dying. Look at this. Look at where AMD is. AMD's 226. Doubled its market cap in a couple months. Yeah, bro. It's dying. Nobody asks questions on the way up. God forbid it retraces a little bit. Like in a few months, 6 months, AMD went up 250%. 250%. It 1.5x its entire company. Sorry, 2.5x its entire company. What are your thoughts? I think that 6630 gamma level on SPX is going to get hit. That would take SPY to that 50-day EMA. Gold was the most beautiful looking chart today. Indices still chopping around. Dow Jones still chopping around. I wonder if we get a trade. In the PM session. I don't mind drops. I just don't care for chops. Any view on Mr.? Yes. For the 10th time, here's my view on Mr. Shit stock. Only driven by momentum. If you don't have momentum, there's no reason to be in it. And there's certainly no reason to invest in it. If you want Bitcoin exposure, just buy Bitcoin. I'm long NQ. Ugh, that's a quick way to lose a lot of money here. Let it show its hand first, bro. We still have that bullish divergence. See here on the daily, where ES took out that low, NQ didn't. I think there might be a long in the cards. I just think it's up to you. I don't like front running. I don't like front running here. I think you're right about CRM. Super close, worth the risk. Wait, super close to what? Worth the risk of what? Shorting or longing? Paranoid says going long NQ right now is gambling. Yes, I agree. You're completely gambling and in the wrong direction. What do you think about Meta at this level? Meta is a good value at this level for the millionth time. But there's nothing, in my opinion, that's worth longing in the short term. That's my opinion. That's why I did not establish any longs yesterday or the day before. There's nothing worth longing here in the short term. Not yet. There will be, but not yet. Interesting. Any meta update, please. My fucking hell. Are these people bots? Insane. NVO dying. Yes. Why would it not? The healthcare sector has zero momentum. Do you hold SoFi shares? No. Give me something other than chop, bro. I would be interested in CoreWeave here. I don't have any short-term plays on CoreWeave. The weekly chart looks good. Not good, sorry. The weekly chart looks like there could be support here. It just needs to confirm. I bet you, here's what I think. I bet you the picture in the PM session will look entirely different than now. That's what I bet you. Do you still hold UNH? I have a very small percentage of UNH in my long-term portfolio, as I said many times, and I've argued with a lot of United Healthcare bulls. This is not a momentum stock. On paper, it looks great. This is not going to run in the same way that NVIDIA or AMD or any of those ran. Okay? It looks great on paper. It looks great at 300. It looks great at 250. It's not a momentum stock. Please stop investing with the short-term mindset. If you want to trade, let's learn how to trade. And I'll go over that with you guys over the weekend if you click that link at the pinned comment in YouTube. Trading is not investing. Investing is not trading. All right, I definitely don't want NQ to take that low. Only because then it invalidates the divergence thesis. And I think that it will likely indicate we have a lot more lower to go. If and when the dip or heavy drop comes, which names would you be interested in for leaps? It depends on what the drop looks like and depends on what dropped. But when the time comes, I'll have a plan. Only quality names. I'm very boring when it comes to investing. Like, you're not going to catch me buying leaps on PayPal or UNH or SoFi. Not my style. If we don't hold 600 on QQQ, we're fucked. Right now it's at 602. 601 and change. Soxel, good levels to enter here. Guys, you know what my buy on Soxel was? 7. It's trading at 40. You're asking the wrong person. I buy during times like this so I don't have to make these decisions up here. The only thing that I worry about up here is when and how much to trim. That's it. The reason that you're thinking about buying so close to the high is because you're likely, and that's perfectly fine, but I'm giving you advice for the future, you're likely doing this backwards. Should we add some more meta here? My God, bro. I'm not talking about meta anymore. He said, "Are you sure you want to do this every Friday?" Poof. What a question. Yeah, so 600 is the bottom gamma level for QQQ. For SPY, we're looking at 660. So very close to where we're at. 663 right now on SPY. 601 on Qs. Just give me something other than chop, you mother. Watch, even gold is chopping now. Although it did get to my profit target. Would have been done. All right, guys. I actually have a meeting right now. For those of you in the Discord, I will see you in the Discord after I'm done. For those of you that aren't, sign up. Free trading webinar, not webinar. What are we calling it? Free trading accelerator, 2-day accelerator. We're gonna do options on Saturday, futures on Sunday. Make sure that you join. It's going to be 11 a.m. Eastern. But if you don't click the link, you won't get the link. So make sure that you click the link and sign up if you want. I do have to sign off now. Unfortunate, I didn't take many trades here at all, actually. Gold was the only thing I was looking at. Hit my target, didn't get my entry. I do think that there will be a pretty... I think there will be a pretty big trade in the PM session based on how price is developing here. So I'll see you guys in the Discord. Appreciate you hanging with